Coming to you live from New York City, it's Jim Caruso's Pajama Cast Party. And now, here's your host, Jim Caruso.
Thank you, Billy Stritch, who's nowhere near me at this point. Hi, people. Welcome to Pajama Cast Party. It's Monday. This is our what do we say, Ruby? The 28th Pajama Cast Party. We could not be happier that you're here. Well, I mean, we probably could be, but it would be hard. We have the best show ever for you tonight. Listen to this cast. We have a gorgeous singer named Karina Nuvo. We have another gorgeous singer named Jann Klose, singer-songwriter. A great up-and-coming theater performer that I've known forever that you're going to adore named Ava Locknar. We have Broadway goddess Margo Seibert. And we have Marc Shaiman joining us. This is going to be a killer night. Very excited. Oh, Ruby.
Oh, Jim.
What?
Sorry about that, Jim.
Hello. Were you busy?
Hello?
Were you working on another show? What's happening?
No. But I'm always busy on Monday nights. You know, I'm like running around until 10 seconds till. Literally.
I know. Yeah. Literally. That's how the kids say it.
Literally.
This show is going to be so good. I love every single one of our guests. I mean, I guess I always do, because why would I bring people on that I didn't like?
Right.
But I really, this is such a joy to be able to do this 28 weeks in a row. Who'd have thought?
28. Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
I know. Ruby, why do we do this?
Why do we do this, Jim? You ask me this every week. No, I'm kidding. We do this because we love it. That's why we do it.
We do. We love entertaining the people. And the people heretofore have been extremely gracious and you know, they've done their job. They watch, they clap. Every week we have like 10 to 15,000 views, which I think that's a lot. We
have grown so much since the first episode. It's kind of wild.
No, I know. But here's what they've done. They've been so generous. That's the word I want to use. Because to do all this, this costs something. The platform costs something. This tie costs something. Ruby is very highly rated as a producer. Actually, she's a very successful producer. I'm so lucky to have her. But everybody's been so generous with the tips. You can call it a tip. You can call it a donation, whatever you want to call it.
You can just throw money at me, honestly. Like, you don't even have to say anything. You can throw money at me.
Yeah, at the screen. Throw money at the screen. No, it's been just great. And we've been able to continue doing it. We've made nice donations to the Actors Fund and Broadway Cares every single week through your donations. PayPal, Venmo, all of that information is right there. Please, God, let the sign be up.
The sign is there. Because
when it's not there, I just look creepy doing that.
Mm.
I might look creepy anyway. So that's great. Before we start, I would love you to subscribe to the Cast Party Network, which is also down there, I think.
Yes, it is down there. Yes, if you're watching on YouTube, you can just click the yellow subscribe or the red subscribe button. I'm sorry, yellow was from years ago. It's free, and you'll be notified every single time the Cast Party Network has a new video or a new live. And actually, speaking of lives, Virtual Halston Season 2 launching on the 30th of this month. So definitely be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, because this new season, I have a feeling it is going to be even better than the first, which is kind of hard to believe because this first season was
Julie Halston, first of all, she's the hardest working woman in show business. She's doing a movie right now. They're all quarantined and it's been so much fun. The three of us have had a blast doing Virtual Halston. We also have Billy Stritch's gorgeous show called Billy's Place on this network. And we're going to be having Gabrielle Stravelli's wonderful talk show that she does on this network. And God, just so much fun. So subscribe and share. Take this moment to do your best share impression and share. Share it if you're on Facebook. Share, damn it. You know, I love the swag. I love helping create. Now, come on. What's better looking than that?
Nothing.
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 My cast party mug. My cast party icy glass. Look, what's cuter than that?
Well, let's not forget about the best creation.
Oh, the cast party shower curtain. I know. It's a huge seller.
It's our bestseller.
It's our bestseller. It's flying off the shelves. Anyway, all of that is available, including hats and T-shirts and all the crap. Honestly, all ATC, all the crap on the Pajama Cast Party website. That's what it's called.
It's
so
right
go
here
visit.
again.
Everything's right here, if you know what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I love it when the people send us pictures of themselves with the swag. Here's our friend Jordan. He looks a little like a murderer. Like a very preppy
Pajama Cast Party murderer.
Fresh part. Yeah. I don't suggest this if you're robbing a bank or having some kind of crime.
Right.
But thank you for that, Jordan, for sporting the cast party mask. What else do we have to hawk? This is the last day. Are you a Grammy voter? Are you? If you're a Grammy voter, you know today is the last day to vote. To vote for any album to be in consideration for a damn Grammy. And our Christmas album, the Christmas album I did last year with Billy Stritch, Clea Blackhurst, Donny Osmond, Dave Koz. It's a show we do every year at Birdland. This will be our 11th year. The album is on that first list for you to vote on. Vote like your life depends on it. This is the year to vote, people, really. Oh. I'm not even kidding. But this is how you get in practice for voting in a few weeks.
Yes.
You vote for Christmas at Birdland.
Absolutely.
Oh, and we're doing a Christmas at Birdland concert. We always do it live at Birdland. We don't know what's going to happen this year, if we'll be able to do it. But we know we're doing it. We're doing an online pay-per-view concert with Broadway World on December 18th. Me, Billy Stritch, Clea Blackhurst, Steve Doyle on bass, Daniel Glass on drums. Special guests. I don't want to say who, but somebody good.
You know, it really isn't Christmas, though, without your show, Jim. I say this every year. And I mean, even though it might look a little different this year, yeah. I, for one, am so excited. And I know that everybody else is, that like the tradition is still going to continue in one way or another.
Listen, we rehearsed today in my apartment 6 feet apart. And my apartment is not that big. So to get 6 feet between three people was kind of a trick. But we were all masked. We were all socially distanced. We were all facing away from each other while we were singing. Oh. It was so weird, but it was really fun to get together again. So it's going to be a blast. So I enjoy doing it. We love doing it. This will be our 11th season doing that damn Christmas show. And it's just our take on those great specials of the 60s and 70s. And oh God, it's so fun. So we hope you'll watch. I think I'm exhausted. Good night, everybody.
Good night, curtain, as Julie Halston says.
Drive
by the way, Julie Halston's here. I don't know if you saw her comment, but she's here. She says, hi, guys. She says, great, but here.
Philip Officer is here. Julie Halston's here.
Jackie Joseph Lawrence is here. She says the perfect relaxing time after an outing to the dentist.
Oh, God. It just gets better, doesn't it, Jackie? I'm thrilled you're here, Jackie. I think we should go. Let's do this. Ruby, are you ready?
I'm so ready.
Yeah.
I'll
I'm going to put Vaseline on my lips because they're very dry.
Great.
Now I'm ready to go.
Okay.
I like being properly moisturized. Okay. Our first guest hails from Miami and is first generation Cuban American. We met at Cast Party one night quite a few years ago when she was in New York for a Carnegie Hall appearance. Wait till you hear her. You're going to love her. Bring her to the stage, Karina Nuvo.
Hi, can you hear me okay? In my fancy trailer. Look, I'm fancy.
You are fancy.
I'm fancy in my trailer. I'm trailer.
Now tell me about your trailer. What are you doing in a trailer?
Okay, so basically, we were supposed to go last week. We are going to pick up my best friend's sister who has stage 4 cancer, and we are taking her on to see the Grand Canyon and to do all of that. So that's why this week I didn't want to cancel. We tried to make this work, and it's like I'm in a trailer. I'm now starting to drink, and I'm going to have to do something a cappella for you guys. But you know how much I appreciate this, Jim. You know that I always feel like the outsider, and I had this whole other song that I'll do another day.
Oh, no, you're invited back anytime, first of all.
Thank you.
You sing in so many with so much style in many different languages, English and Spanish, and you do gospel and R&B and disco and Latin jazz, always so soulful. That's everything you do is with such soul and such great energy. What did you grow up listening to?
I grew up listening to Earth, Wind and Fire. I grew up listening to Shaka Khan, Donny Hathaway. I grew up listening to the Commodores. So all of that. And then on top of that, yacht rock radio, for some reason, I just love so much. So I didn't grow up listening to Broadway tunes. I've never seen a Broadway show in New York. Like, this is what I know. I think I told you that a couple years ago. And this is not because I don't have a love for it. I saw a show in London. I saw a show out there for the first time, but I grew up singing all this soul, and I'm Cuban, so I write everything in English and Spanish. So it all
you have
has
a
to
bunch
be
of
from the heart.
records. You have a bunch of records, and some have been Grammy nominated. Speaking of Grammys, where do we find your records?
You just Google me. You know, my songs are all online. It's on Karina Nuvo. I'm on Pandora. I'm on Apple. I'm on everything. You just find it. I mean, at these days, that's all they can do. I mean, we miss being live so much so that we could be in front of the people and we can actually sell our product. And now, so if anyone wants to listen, I'm on Pandora or all of those, yeah, right? Any of those streaming services.
Anywhere fine music is found. Now, where are you right now?
Well, I had this all beautiful for you, so you and everyone could see. I'm actually on the coast of Carmel, and I'm going to take you. I don't know if you could see.
Oh,
you could see it. Look.
Oh my God!
So I was all set up to sing for you with this in the background. This is like a picturesque piece of heaven.
It's heaven.
It's heaven. It really has been quite a beautiful trip, and really. It's going to be emotional when we pick her up, but right now we're just taking it in because that's all we could do. We escaped. We haven't listened to the news, even though
that's
please
a very
vote,
wise
vote,
thing.
vote.
It's
yeah,
we had
to disconnect to connect. You have to disconnect to connect sometimes. So.
Well, you're a good friend. What a beautiful thing to do.
Thank you.
Well, sing for us. Show the people why you're so beloved.
I'm going to be fancy.
Oh, okay. Be fancy.
Well, since I'm not going to sing. Yeah, will you have a little? Since I'm not going to sing the song I was supposed to sing, I'll sing the song that I'm going to sing to her sister, beautiful Anna, when I see her, and we surprise her with this van. So.
Great.
I know it's a big one, but it's one that she loves. Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, There's a land that I heard of once in a lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dreams that you dare to dream, they really do come true. Someday I wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops, and way upon the chimney tops, that's where you'll find me. Somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly, birds fly over the rainbow. Tell me why, oh why can't you and I? If happy little bluebirds fly beyond the rainbow, why, oh, why can't I?
Well, it's never going to get better than that. It was gorgeous. What a beautiful, beautiful performance. Thank you, my friend.
Oh, thank you so much. And take care of each other and just be safe. And we're going to be okay. Just live life every day.
Yes. Just look at that gorgeous view outside. If you're starting to feel bad, it's an amazing place where you are. Thank you, my friend.
Me. Thank you, sweetheart.
We'll do it again. We'll do it again with the other track.
Okay. Thank you, Jim. Take care, everybody.
Karina.
Thank you for my time. Thank you.
That's
Bye.
Karina Nuvo. Beautiful. And I think she wrote that song. Is that what she said, Ruby? That's a beautiful voice. My next guest, it's going so quickly. It's going well. My next guest is the recipient of 4 Independent Music Awards and 1 Grammy nomination. Everybody's Grammy nominated. Oh, I hope it's a good sign. He's a pop singer, songwriter, you might want to call it, who was raised in Kenya, Germany, and right here in the U.S. One of the most interesting people we know. Here is Jann Klose. I don't know why we both did the same choreography, but I kind of like it.
Good to see you, man. How are you?
I'm very, very well. How are you?
Excellent. I'm very well, thank you.
And you're here in New York.
I am.
Blocks away.
Blocks, so about 200 blocks. But,
I'm just saying.
North of you, I'm sure.
Yes. Tell me what you've been doing during this crazy time.
Oh boy. Well, I've continued to play my shows here on. This is YouTube, but I do them on Zoom, and from my apartment. I have done a couple of live shows. I am doing some live shows
for real people.
For real people, not dolls. Just real people.
They must have been so appreciative.
They were. They are. We just don't get near each other. That's the only difference. But yes, and I've been, I'm working on a couple of new recordings that I'm going to be releasing at some point soon. And I teach voice. So I've been teaching voice from home and in person. I have one student that still comes to my studio.
Nice.
And then, I have a couple of actual shows, one of which is coming up October 21st in Brooklyn. believe it
Good
or not.
for you.
Very limited, like it's practically sold out. It's a very small group of people, but
don't you think creating art during this period is going to be so memorable for all of us? We will never forget this time. We'll never get over this. We'll talk about this time till the day we die. It'll bore people. But like my mother used to talk about the Depression, it was like, yeah. But we'll be those people about this time and what talented people did to create art.
Yes, actually, I should bring up that I also, because I had extra, because I'm not touring at the moment, obviously. I started a podcast.
I know.
I started a podcast called Making Sound with Jann Klose, and I actually called all my friends and said, do you want to come on the show and talk about your current experiences? How are you dealing with all of this? And they all said yes. And so we've actually have 10 episodes in the can already. It's on Apple Music or Apple Podcasts.
I've been listening. I've listened to Brian Gallagher, who we love.
We just had him, yes. And his
so
wife,
good.
And
his children. I heard his children.
Kids were adorable.
They're so cute.
Yes.
Ann Hampton Calloway, Liz Calloway.
Correct.
A lot of good people.
Yes, wonderful people, great friends, very hardworking people whose, everyone's life has been upended. So, but it's amazing to hear how creative people get with the situation and how they come up with new ideas to get through it. And that's what we have to do. And that's what the podcast is all about.
Absolutely. Everybody had to learn to pivot.
Yes.
I find just doing this and talking to people, I've learned so much more about myself. What have you learned about yourself during this time and talking to other talented people?
Great question. I would say that this is the first time I moved to New York almost 20 years ago, and I started in Broadway, and things really, took off for me very quickly. And then I spent, most of my life on the road, making records, touring all over. And the one thing that I've learned is that I actually had to stop. And I'm not someone that likes to stop. I like to be busy. I like to travel. I like to do all these things that I love to do. And getting to that moment of saying, okay, you know what, there's nothing you can do about it. You're going to have to just hang out and enjoy your life, have a private life, have some time to yourself. And honestly, I've enjoyed that part of it very much. I have.
Well,
I won't lie.
I like that, and I agree. And I think it's empowering, and I think it's inspirational to all of us to do that and to hear it and to hear other people do it. And you hope it spurs people on that aren't there yet. It takes
right.
Some people a really long time. It took me about 2 weeks of doing absolutely nothing, and I was like, okay, I got to do something because I'll,
Well, you're doing this, and it's great. You're doing this,
But who knew this was a thing? Who knew this was a thing that needed to be done? I certainly didn't, and I've just had a ball doing it. And I can hear that in your podcast that you're really enjoying talking to these people.
Yeah,
and these talented people. Well, sing for us. What are you going to do?
Sure. So I'll do my latest single that came out in May. It's called Pilot Light, and this is on YouTube if anyone wants to check it out. We just passed 1 million views.
Of course they do.
Million views with it.
Oh, so, wait, excuse me?
Yes.
1 million views.
I'm bragging, but...
I would never stop talking about it, just so you know.
Anyway, we did, and I'm glad for it. And to those of you that have watched, thank you for watching.
Those million.
Jim, thank you so much for having me on. It's called Pilot Light. Here we go.
Sing it.
Didn't want to tell you no, there's no other place to go from here. From here. Water wells behind my eyes, I don't want to say goodbye. You hear? You hear? But I did everything I could, yeah. And I'm afraid you're gone for good, yeah. Pilot light.
down on me. Driving hard, but I can't see the road. The road. Looking up, I'm looking down. All alone in this big town I go. But I wish I could change the rules. Heart is breaking with you in it. I don't want to play the fool. Mind is aching every minute. Pilot lights, don't go out on me. Don't leave me in the dark. Pilot lights, burn all night. Don't ever lose the spark. Through the wind and the water. Through the wind and the water. Pilot light, don't go out on me. Don't leave me in the dark. Pilot lights, burn all night. Don't ever lose the spark. Pilot light, burn all night. Don't ever lose the spark.
Yeah, so great. Oh my God.
Thank you.
I love that song. It's so damn catchy. You sound gorgeous. Your voice is ridiculous.
Thank you.
It's
Felt
crazy.
good, actually. Felt good to play. Thank you for having me.
No wonder you're teaching. Everybody wants to sound like that. And I just love that 1 million people have enjoyed that song too. And now 1 million and a few with
Yes.
Pajama Cast Party. Dozens more.
I know. Thank you.
Man,
Thank you.
thank you so
Appreciate it.
much.
Anytime.
Please come back and hang with us and stay safe and keep
too.
singing.
You too.
Thank you, Jann.
Bye, everyone.
Visit Jann Klose. Find him online. Find those records. They're so good. He's just great. And listen to the podcast. The podcasts are great conversations. Are you listening to more podcasts? I certainly am. I'm into them. I like hearing people chat. I have things to say here. I have thank yous to make. Rick Hinkson, thank you. Todd Foreman. Todd loves my auburn hair. I found an app on Instagram that makes your hair any color. I'll pull it up next week so you can see it. I had red hair and also green hair. It was very realistic looking. Thank you, Todd. I'm glad you like my red hair. Bill Westmoreland, who's better than you? Probably no one. Lisa Goodman, thank you. Lawrence Friedman, thank you. Jeffrey Wolper, old friend, thank you. Sean Gale, always so generous, thank you. 1 million thanks. And Todd Petzel, thank you. God, you guys are nice. I don't care what people say. I think you're nice.
Jim,
Yes.
do you have a brother?
Sorry?
Do you have a brother?
No.
Okay, sorry. Well, James Caruso just commented, so.
Oh my gosh. This is the James. Yeah, I know who you are, James. We've never met. We found each other on Facebook.
Really?
We have the same name. Yeah.
Oh my
And
God, that's so
obviously.
funny. I know you don't have a brother, obviously. I just thought it was funny that somebody.
Right.
It's a
I've
different-
always wanted a brother. James, where are you from? Are you from the Pennsylvania area? Do we know? Well, you know, obviously.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, let's find out.
Oh, and he said he also has auburn hair.
In real life?
I guess in real life.
Or on Instagram.
You were having so much fun with the filters. Can I just say that? It was hilarious because, I mean, it was just so funny that, like, you finally found the filters and just the joy on your face.
Oh, no, I found the filters years ago, but that hair color thing, do you have that?
I do. Well, it's so funny because I selected.
Pull it up if you have it.
Oh no, I don't have it pulled up like to show on the screen, but I can get it. I'll pull it up later. But I was using it and I selected the pink hair and it totally took me back to.
You used to have pink hair.
7 years of my life. Yeah.
So, you know, we didn't talk about this, but we should introduce this next performer. I feel like we should do it together.
Because I kind of know her.
Have you met her?
Briefly, but she's very nice.
She seems very nice. I've been a fan of our next performer since she was 4 years old. That's when she made her cast party debut on the Birdland stage. Here she is, Ruby's sister. Should we say it together? Ava Locknar.
Hey! Ava, do it again.
That will never not be funny. Any Miranda Sings reference will never not be funny. It's what we all have in common.
It's an inside joke. But
it is inside, except now we're doing it outside. So that's outside. Ava, have you met Ruby?
Oh, hi, nice to meet you.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Really similar to me.
I think I'll see you in like 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, because Ava's in Nashville and Ruby's here in New York. And you're coming up here, Ava?
No, I think Ruby's coming down here.
I see.
Nashville. So I'll be producing Cast Party from Nashville in a couple of weeks.
I love that. I wish we could do it down there again. We did the best. I had the best time doing Cast Party in Nashville. Oh my gosh.
You did it in Franklin at the Franklin Theater?
We sure did. Oh, I love that theater so much. Incredible talent came to sing with us. Oh my gosh, it was one of the greatest nights ever.
I bet.
Yeah. Okay, we have much to discuss. Ava Locknar. Oh, bye, Ruby.
Should I stay? I thought I should go.
No, you should. No, we're done with you.
Okay,
Ava, do you need Ava for anything? I mean, Ruby for anything?
Oh, no, I think we're okay.
Oh my God. It's really going to be all about that, isn't it?
All about that. Always and forever.
Always. For us, it will be. How are you, my friend?
I am good. I am in Nashville, like you said, have been here for the past 8 months. Before I came here, I was studying at an acting studio in New York. So I was like finally in the place that I wanted to be.
Right.
And then I moved here.
Global pandemic, as Julie Halston would say. You know, actually, you were on the very first Pajama cast party, harmonizing with your mom, singer-songwriter, goddess, genius, Victoria Shaw.
I was like the guinea pig, and it was a great time to be a guinea pig because the show was awesome.
So fun. We thought it was high time to give your own segment, though.
Oh, well, thank you.
More, I mean, we want to. Now, I have a little something to show you.
Okay.
This is, I believe, Ruby, are we ready? Your first cast party appearance.
Oh my gosh. So, you know what's funny about that video, besides a 4-year-old little shaking her
what's going on there?
New York, right?
Yeah.
I heard, so it was the song Mares Eat Oats and Does Eat Oats that my mom used to sing to me. And Billy Stritch, the wonderful Billy Stritch, was playing for me on the piano.
Yes.
And I didn't know that he was going to do a little bit of vamping in the middle. I thought the song was done, so I slowed it down. And then when the music kept going, I said, well, gotta do what you gotta do.
There's something so oddly adult about that move. It is so hilarious that you decided to do that, and you were so comfortable getting up and singing and dancing at Birdland with hundreds of people. Well, okay, 150 people watching and clapping. You killed it.
Oh, well, thank you. I would tell myself that too now.
Yeah. I mean, wouldn't you love that little girl?
Yeah.
She's hilarious.
She's great.
Well, you grew up watching, with your mom's great success, country and pop music being created, stars coming in and out. Oh, hi, Garth Brooks. Oh, hi, Faith Hill. And yet you made the turn that Ruby did too into Broadway and theater. How did that happen?
Well, I think it was the influence of my mom with the music business, and then my dad has had some training in dance and drama. Of course. So we were introduced to both sides of the industry, and I think my sister and I were both like, well, singing and dancing and acting at the same time just looks like 10 times more fun. So that's what we're saying.
Right.
And
I know your mom sent me video of you doing Hello, Dolly. Was it last year? You were a senior, right?
I was a junior when I did that. So that was 3 years ago.
Oh my God. Well, time flies when you're an old person.
Yeah. So, and I think my director is watching this. Mr. Bruce, if you're out there.
Oh, how nice. Hi. Oh, wait. Todd Foreman says, was it Ava that sang Hanukkah, or was it Ruby? Oh.
It was both.
I think they both did it. A good memory, Todd. You were so killer as Dolly Levi. Everybody I know that's ever done that role, I mean, you did it in high school, but it was a gorgeous looking production. I saw a video, has said it's like Medea. It's the hardest they've ever worked on stage in their life. Why is the show so hard?
It is. There's seriously 2 scenes in the entire show that Dolly is not on stage or quick changing during. Right. So it's just like go, go, go. And then, she's that kind of character that has millions and millions of monologues and just paragraphs of dialogue. And so all of that, but it is so much fun to play with that character. And I was so lucky to get to do that.
I hope you get to do it again. And I hope I get to see it. I remember I saw Bette Midler's first run through before it opened on Broadway, first run through for an audience. And it had been directed so beautifully and choreographed and staged so exquisitely. She was so nervous on this particular night. It was the first time to do any of this for anybody. It was all theater people, all chorus kids in the audience watching and cheering and stuff. So her legs were literally, I could tell her legs were shaking underneath the costume. And I remember her starting a line and then stopping and putting the bag in this hand and then starting a line. She was like, oh, no. She had been directed so specifically as to what hand the bag was in. So many lines, so many monologues, so much to say, which I didn't realize. You just remember it being these incredible production numbers and singing and dancing, but the script is really deep and detailed, and it's a lot of words.
Seriously. But then it all worked so seamlessly because I got to see that production when Donna Murphy was doing it later on.
Yeah.
So I think they had their shtick together, but Bette Midler, nervous, can't even imagine it.
I know, it's hard to believe, right?
Oh my God.
We'll be talking about her later, I believe. Now, you have something coming up that our friend John McDaniel is working on, and you're involved in it too. I was so happy to hear this.
Yes. So it's a musical called Sticks and Stones, which is premiering on October 16th on BroadwayWorld.com and Broadway Cares. And it's also working with the Born This Way Foundation. Oh, look at that. We're like framing it perfectly. And Ruby and I were lucky enough to be a part of the original demo recordings for the musical. So we've just stayed with that project as it's like gotten bigger and bigger. And then I'm really excited to finally see it as a whole piece.
It's an amazing cast. Pull that up again, Ruby. Look at this cast.
Seriously.
It's not just Ava Locknar.
No.
It's Audra McDonald. She's very good. Michael Kilgore, unbelievable voice. Javier Munoz. I can almost see her. George Salazar, all geniuses, and Joshua Colley, who has sung on Pajama Cast Party, and people were flipping out when he was singing.
Oh my God.
He's extraordinary. And Ava and Ruby Locknar.
Right. Thank you. I'm really excited about that. So make sure you check in if you can.
Absolutely. What are you going to sing for us? Marcy Dotes?
Oh, you wish. Sadly, that song is no longer in my repertoire.
Oh.
I'm going to be singing a song called All Falls Down from Chaplin the Musical. I'm making sure that I'm still connected.
You're connected.
I'm.
I hope there's a little dance break, since we expect that from you now.
We'll see. I mean, I did that walk onto camera, which I feel like.
That's true. That's true. Okay, we'll let it go this time.
Okay. I want to say really quickly that my accompaniment is done by a Cast Party alum named Joshua Turchin, who is also a very young, talented Cast Party alum. And so I thank him and his family for helping me do this.
Nice. Hi, Joshua. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, Ava Locknar.
Hey there, Mr. Chaplin. You may think I'm rather small, 'cause the posh papers are falling at your feet. So go ahead and snap me, and don't return my call. And build your house on top of easy street. But what you're gonna do when it all falls down? 'Cause I let a little rumor spread. What you gonna do if I change the name of the person sleeping in your bed? What you gonna do when I tell the tale that makes the country turn its head? Just a little gossip and just a little lie. I'll simply say the little tramp is just a little spy. And what's he gonna do when it all falls down? Hey there, Mr. Chaplin. Well, your act deserves applause. You wave our flag and the country is impressed. But I'm a voice among the crowd that's questioning your cause. And now I'll spread my doubts among the rest. And what you gonna do when it all falls down? And where you gonna go from there? What you gonna do when the money's gone? And who you gonna buy to care? What you gonna do when the country says, now get yourself out of here? What you gonna paint when you cannot paint the town? I'm gonna wipe the smile from that famous little clown. And what you gonna do when it all falls down? And all the king's horses and all the king's men could never put poor Charlie together again. And what's he gonna do when it all falls down?
Yay! You sound so freaking good.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. Man, you belt your face off. Your voice is so good, so true, so wonderful, and you're so gorgeous and funny and smart. Yay!
Yay!
Other than that, I don't know.
Yes, that comment, whatever just popped up.
What was that?
Jack from Switzerland and died old, rich, and happy. The end.
Okay, the end. Wow. Oh man. Well, Billy Stretch. Oh, Billy says you've come a long way from Mersey Dotes.
Thank you, Billy.
I can't thank you enough.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, go on. You're invited anytime. You know the host and the producer. And we'll see you hopefully in New York very, very, very soon.
Very soon. Fingers crossed. Thanks for having me.
Ava, thank you.
Bye.
So good. You guys, it's so weird to, every time I'm with them, I don't have children, shockingly, because there was a legal thing. It wasn't my choice. No, I've never had kids. So the only reason I know how old I am is when I see people that I used to get on my knees to talk to on stage, and they're now A, taller than me, and B, older than me. And that's how it is when I'm with Ruby and Ava. They're adults. And how did that happen? I don't know how it happened. Anyway, I love watching people grow up and get so damn talented. I mean, she was talented in the Mersey Dotes years. That was a good song from Chaplin, wasn't it? Okay. Margo Seibert. I have enjoyed this performer in many, many Broadway shows. I think I first saw her as the leading lady in a Broadway show called Rocky. Yeah, that Rocky. She was just extraordinary, and I can't wait to introduce her to you. Oh, Margo Seibert, would you join us?
Oh, hello. Thank you for calling me.
Who may I say is calling? Margo, how are you?
I'm great. I'm great. This is a fun night. This is really great to watch these performances.
It's great, right?
Yeah.
Have you done stuff where you've worked with young kids and then you see them later and they're adults and it's like, what's happening?
Yes.
What?
Yes, it's scary and thrilling.
It is scary and thrilling. Plus, I'm an only child, so I didn't see other kids growing up around me. It's just, I think I'm 27, and then I realize, well, right. I'm really not. I'm 146.
Yeah, it is. It's mind blowing. Oh, Julie, we did Ever After together.
Oh, of course you did.
We did. Yeah.
I saw that. I went to Paper Mill to see it.
Oh, it's a good show.
Good show.
Fun time. Met my husband doing that
You're
show. You're
kidding.
Yeah. It all worked out.
Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah, it was a great thing. Yeah, Kathleen Marshall. She knew how to.
Your husband is Kathleen Marshall?
My husband is Kathleen Marshall.
That's
Kevin
so
Munhall is my husband.
Oh my gosh, of course.
Yeah.
That was I had such a good time. Did you know when you saw him, were you like, who's that?
I was a little like, who's that? Yeah, for sure. He played a little hard to get for a while.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of hip.
He plays his cards holds his cards very close.
I was never able to do that. If I thought anybody liked me, I was like, hi.
Me too.
What's up? Like, oh.
Me too. I was like, why aren't you, can we, no? Okay. So yeah, it was a really fun thing. It was a really great
How
show.
great. And you got to work with the lovely Julie Halston.
I did. Julie makes me laugh.
Julie makes everybody laugh.
I know.
Okay, let's talk about your new CD, Influence.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, and boom. There it is.
There. Do I go this way? There it is. Yeah. So some new music, 2 new singles. It's A-side, B-side. For those that recall. The A-side is.
Thank you. That was for me, wasn't it?
I'm like, maybe one day we'll put them on 45s for everyone. The A side is called Influence, and the B side is Searcher. They were songs that actually, I believe we were going to debut. We had a couple of live performances lined up, including Birdland in September. So this music was going to be like, okay, what are the arrangements? Let's figure it out. Let's present it. That was going to be at my first solo show at Birdland. But
yes, I know.
We'll do it a little later.
We sure will.
Yeah. So it felt like, let's get the music out there. We have 2 songs in really great shape, but we weren't quite sure what the arrangements were. So my collaborator, Alan Stevens Hewitt, and myself, he's a fantastic bass player and a fantastic musician. And we just started at the beginning of the pandemic. We just started sending these 2 pieces of music back and forth. I'd record a vocal, I'd send it to him, he'd add some elements, he'd send it to me, I'd add some elements. And we ended up fully producing these tracks from, I was in West Virginia, hiding in a cabin, singing into an old locker filled with blankets, and he was in upstate New York. Yeah.
And so you're just releasing these 2 songs for the moment.
Yeah,
see, I think that's very smart. Here's why I think that. Billy Stritch, the aforementioned Billy Stritch, just did a beautiful CD called Billy's Place. I don't have a CD player, so I've been wanting to hear this. He's been asking me if I've enjoyed it, and I haven't heard it. So I finally went to Best Buy to get a damn CD player so that I can hear his and then all the other great CDs that I get. They don't even sell them.
Yeah.
So
things are moving swift.
And by the way, Billy, people still have CDs, so I know people will buy this. But it's really hard to find. So I think just releasing like this digitally is the wave of the future, or the wave of now, not even the future.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot more accessible in the moment. And I put out my first album in 2018, which is called 77th Street. So about like half covers and half my own music. These 2 songs are originals. So instead of sitting on them and waiting for some kind of magical moment to put them out there, we went ahead and did it. And actually all of the proceeds are going to the Actors Fund as well as the Loveland Foundation. So I encourage everyone to stream them if you would like, and then purchase them, because your purchasing power goes a long way.
And by the way, the videos that go with are so gorgeous. The animation is so unique and beautiful and
Thank you.
Really wonderful.
And so Influence came inspired by a little Dave Malloy musical I was doing called Octet, which was happening at Signature Theater.
Yeah. You got a Drama Desk Award for that.
Yes. I think it's right behind me.
Oh,
you see?
I
didn't really do that on purpose, but
I believe.
Is. Just to show it off. And so this is Influence was kind of a song that was about our relationship to technology and our relationship to, how we're relating to one another. And it was this conversation I kept having about not being able to fill venues because I didn't have enough followers. I was told I didn't have enough followers. And then also me saying, but if I don't play live, how does the following happen? So that's the exploration of Influence, which I'm going to sing tonight.
Sing for us right now. I can't wait. I can't wait.
All right. Let's do it. I want your attention. I need your attention. I want your affection, but you don't know. You don't know. They say we're more connected than we've ever been. But one awkward silence and your nosedive in. Oh, I hate. All I wanna do is hold your hand. But the space is filled with an unlimited data plan. How do I influence you to follow me? How do I influence influence you to follow. Show a little more skin, get in the game. A reverence you can swallow. They say, careful not to oversaturate. Stay engaged. A live caption makes the best clickbait. If I create the perfect brand, curate the gallery, I only trade any shred of anonymity. How do I influence you to follow me? How do I influence you to follow? Show a little more skin, get in the game. A reverence you can swallow. Life is passing you by, but you don't know. Imperfect and alive, stuck in the glow. Life is passing you by, but you don't know. Imperfect and alive, stuck in the glow. I want your attention. I need your attention. I want your affection, but you don't know. You don't know. I wake and wonder, who is it I serve today? Is this an offering, consumed in snapshots and liked by robots? How do I influence you to follow me? How do I influence you to follow? Show a little more skin, get in the game. A reverence you can swallow. I want your attention. I need your attention. I want your affection.
Ooh.
Ooh.
It's so cool. It's
you.
so moody and evocative and
Thanks.
and things, all those cool things.
Thanks, Julie.
Oh, Julie likes it.
Thank you. Yes.
Julie.
Yes. I'm a child of the 80s.
Yes.
90s. Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Thank
and
you.
oh, look, you are killing it with the comments.
Wow.
Lois.
Thank you, Lois.
Lois, buy the.
Thank
Will you buy
you.
the single, Lois and Julie
buy the
and
single.
Sam and all the people?
She's so cool.
Is it-
Yes, and you can also watch the video. It's all we had an amazing
yeah, who did
digital
that? Who did the
illustrator.
artwork?
So it's a Daichi Kui, a Chinese digital animation student from the School of Visual Arts, the graduate program here in New York. So I reached out, I sent the music, she responded to it, and she said she wanted to work together. And I was able to get enough fundraising to pay everybody. And so she made this incredible, that's her doing that. It was not dictated by me. I said make what inspires you. So she made this incredible music video to go along with it. So it wasn't just me singing, in my PJs, which is also great. Singing in my PJs.
Nobody's complaining.
Nobody's complaining. But that's all on my website, margoseibert.com.
It is great. Congratulations. And you're spending your time, you're teaching now. You're doing all kinds of wonderful things.
That up. Yeah. I have a vocal studio, and I'm doing programming to help people prepare for this age of self-taping and getting all of those videos ready to be self-submitted. So yes. I'm doing a lot of self-tape coaching, vocal coaching. I'm also having a baby next month.
What?
By the way. Yeah, I'm pretty pregnant.
Is that why the mic is there? Like on a TV, on a TV series when they're holding a laundry basket or something?
Right, exactly. Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So there's a lot in the works.
There is a lot in the works. Well, I'm thrilled for you. That's really exciting.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, I'm so happy to see you. Thank you for doing this.
Of course. Thank you for having me. What a pleasure.
What a joy.
Like Jan said, it's just really nice to be able to have a way to perform. You know, it's really nice to have those opportunities presented. So thank you, Jim.
Well, it's my joy, and it's all of the people here. Clearly, you've made people very happy. So thank you. Thank you, Margo.
Good to see you. Until next time.
Good to see you. See you soon.
All right. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye. Oh, I didn't know she was going to have a baby. I would have led with that. That's so great. She's like such a cool girl. I don't really know her well, but I feel like I need to. She's like, I bet she's a good hang. Okay. It's a lot to discuss, but I'm gonna not discuss it right now. I mean, this show has been so good. I feel like the styles of music have been so interesting and unique and varied. It's a good show. But I'm so excited to introduce to you somebody that I've loved forever. I've known him since I moved to New York. He was actually one of the first people I met when I moved here in 1990. We have my attorney, Marc Sendroff, is a mutual friend and introduced us. I can't wait for you to know the magical fingers and the extraordinary brain of the one, the only, Marc Shaiman.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
You seem very down there. You're very like I'm looking down upon you.
Yes.
Oh no, that's better.
No, I'm a man of a certain age, so I discovered early on in this moment in time that if I have the laptop here, it's like, oh,
You like looking up. It's like Marilyn May. There are no pictures of her looking down. It's all the camera's always like 2 feet above her.
Yeah.
Welcome to Pajama Cast Party, Marc.
Thank you.
It's a dream come true.
Well, you finally fucking asked.
That's it. I just wanted to get good. I just wanted it to be smooth. I didn't want any rough edges.
Well, clearly, and I can't believe I'm going to sing after all these phenomenal voices you just featured.
Oh, come on. You're Marc Shaiman. Are you kidding? You're a Jersey boy who did good.
But the singing voice is often referred to as a Jewish cry for help.
Is that right?
I'm going to do a comedy number, so it sort of doesn't matter.
Oh, no, it's going to be good. But wait, we have so much to talk about. I mean, talking to you about your career, there's so many facets of your career that we could spend like hours on. We won't. Don't get nervous. But one of the things I thought was so interesting was that you left school at 16. You knew exactly what you wanted to do so early, and you made it happen. What did your parents think of that?
They well, they were normal suburban Jewish, parents, but they saw I was so driven and confident. And for like the last 3 or 4 years in New Jersey in community theaters or at school, I was just immersed in theater and music every night, going to do a community theater, something. And then I got a gig in New York. It was just for a weekend. I probably got paid $5, but it was like, my mother says, what was I going to do? Chain him to the piano? So I took the GED. I got my equivalency diploma, although it's much cooler to say I'm a dropout. But
oh yeah, it's hipper.
And I moved to New York when I was 16. Now I look at my friends' 16-year-old kids and I'm like, what?
I know, they're like children.
Yeah, I cannot believe I did it, and they let me, and then I prospered. I mean, I just immediately started working.
Tell what your first gig was.
Well, the summer before I turned 17, I went to see a show in the Actors Playhouse and ran into some friends. To make a long story short, we were in Marie's Crisis. I didn't know it was Marie's Crisis, and it was 4 PM. I shouldn't have been there. I was only 16 years old. So there's an empty place, just a guy sweeping behind the bar and a piano. So of course I ran to the piano, and started playing. And like out of an old movie, the bartender said, "Hey, you're good. You're right there." And there were people rehearsing next door at the original duplex. I forget what it's called now.
Rose's Turn.
Yeah. So they came over and they needed a new, funnier piano player. And they said, "Can you play Together Wherever We Go Cheesy?" And I was like, "You mean like at a bar mitzvah?" "Yes, I know what that means." So I don't remember what your question was.
It doesn't matter. Yeah. No, but I wanted you to say that you were at Marie's Crisis of all.
Yeah. So I started playing for them on the weekends, and then John Michelle, who ran Marie's Crisis, he said, "You want to start working here?" And so I was making cash every night, like bundles of cash, and I was only 16. And then when I turned 17, I lied, and I said, "I've been lying. I'm turning 18." Because I wanted to celebrate my birthday.
Right.
So I lied and said I was turning 18, and please forgive me. But the truth is I was only turning 17. Then they lowered me from the balcony in a diaper on New Year's.
Oh, my God.
I got to get out of here. And then I just started getting jobs. It was just a charmed existence that I'm very grateful for.
And you worked with the Harlettes long before you worked with Bet, right?
Yeah. One of the parts of the charmed life I've had is that I started staying with Scott Whitman and his friend Billy up on 79th Street, their apartment. And a girl named Ula Hedwig lived across the hall. And she had just gotten off the road with Bette Midler as one of her Harlettes. And the Harlettes wanted to do their own act now, since they weren't on the road with Bette. And there I was, a Bette Midler fanatic. And so I studied her records. I knew the kind of harmony they wanted. I was across the hall. I'd worked for free. I was 16, 17. So I became their musical director. The act was a big cabaret hit, and Bette said, "Girls, come back on the road with me, and I'll let you open the show." And so I got to be working with Bette Midler a year after moving to New York, which I thought would be, it would take me years, and eventually.
Of course. And you're still a teenager.
At that time, yes. Not now, no.
No, not as much now. No, you're on the road with these incredible, with your idol. What's the first thing you played? What's the first thing you played for Bette?
Well, this is a story I've told so many times, but I was in the back of the rehearsal hall. Well, when I first went to see her on Broadway in Clams on the Half Shell, which was the second Broadway concert she did, I had a little fantasy in my head that I would run down the aisle and say, "Oh, Miss Midler, I know every note of every arrangement of every song of every record. Please let me play for you." So here I am, just a few years later. I'm only 17, I think, sitting in the back of rehearsal hall, having rehearsed the Harlettes act, and Bette Midler walked in. So I'm just sitting on the couch in the back of this little theatery rehearsal hall, and they're up on a stage. And at one point, she said to the band, "I'd like to sing No Gesturing."
Oh, the reggae tune?
Yes. Well, you and me know. You were the two. So the band looks at the music, and there's no music for it in there. And one of the Harlettes goes over to Bette and goes, and so Bette says, "You back there," like Norma Desmond. "You back there. Can you play No Gesturing?" And I actually got to walk to a stage and say, "Oh, Miss Midler, I know every note of every arrangement of every song and every record. Please let me play for you." So it literally came true.
A dream came true.
You'd say.
But see, you have to tell that a lot because it empowers people to know that they can dream these things and that weird stuff can happen. I love that story. She must, in case the people don't know, you have that relationship has been now a lifelong success for. Oh
boy.
That's really cute.
There's a lot of me there. Wow.
But this has become a lifelong relationship professionally and otherwise.
I was just working this week on a big thing that's going to happen at her Halloween this year. Decades people have been waiting for this reoccurrence that will happen on Halloween.
Oh, I can imagine what that is. Oh, that's exciting. She must love obviously she loves the way you play, the way you arrange, but she must love your musical taste because it's so in step with hers, I would think.
Yeah, eventually it seems to turn out that way. And I have certainly brought her or come up with ideas for her that really became great Bette Midler moments and some of the best, cherished moments of my life. I was just born to meet her and work with her.
Yes. Isn't it amazing how that happens? I used to have a cassette that I don't know if you know about or if everybody knew about it or if it was just a very weird thing that I had of the two of you rehearsing. I don't know how it got to me. This is back in the 80s. And it's the two of you just sitting at a piano going through material. And I remember her saying, "You're the genius. I'm just a schlepper." And first of all, it's the first time I ever heard schlepper. I lived in Dallas. What did I know from schlepping? But I thought, who is this guy? He must be this extraordinary, genius. If she thinks he's a genius, man, I'm impressed. Do you know about that cassette? Was that out there?
I guess our mutual friend Mark Sendroff is going to have to be slapped silly.
No. This didn't come from him.
Where else could it have come from? Who else?
This is before I knew him. This is before I knew Mark.
Oh my God. I wish I had that cassette.
I'll look in my storage unit. It's down there somewhere. Okay, so I said that story. 1986, Saturday Night Live, The Sweeney Sisters, Jan Hooks and Nora Dunn. Was that the most fun project ever? Like, what was that like?
It was crazy. Working up there is crazy. And at that time, they didn't like music.
Right.
SNL was so different now from when I was working there. I was considered, I don't want to say the F word, but that's the only time in my life I've sometimes felt like I was the fag at the end of the hall. Like they didn't know what to do with me. The writers and the cast was all very nice, but the writers, I just felt on the outside. And then one day, Nora Dunn and Jan Hooks knocked on my door. I worked there full time as a writer that year.
Right.
And they said, "We have this idea." And so in they came. And then suddenly my time there, I had a reason for being. And we just created these bizarre medleys. And
but I mean, anybody that's ever sung in a lounge act or I mean, we've all tried that shtick of cornball medleys and stuff, thinking we're funny. But what you guys did was so dead on. It was subtle, yet so over the top at the same time. It was perfection, so that nobody ever tried to do that again. It was like, that has been done and done as well as it could ever be. It must have been great to be in the center of popular culture at that point in time, because SNL, no matter what you were feeling personally, has always been in the center of pop culture.
Yeah, I mean, I still watch the show regularly now, and there's not a time I watch a show that I don't go, "Oh yeah, I worked there."
Right.
I'm part of that, a little part of it. I mean, I'm so happy that I did get to be part of one thing that kind of lives forever. And certainly every Christmas, when that same bad VHS copy that's on the internet of the Sweeney Sisters Bell medley.
Okay. Oh, I have a question. Why Trolley Song? Because every medley ended up with trolley clang, clang, clang with the trolley. Thank you.
Sure, that was just Jan Hooks.
Oh, really? Was that her shtick?
Or it just came out of her brilliant head that no matter what, they would go into that song like that was their signature moment. Jan Hooks was just the most brilliant genius.
She was. Okay, then Beaches happened in 1988. How did Wind Beneath My Wings get into your orbit so that you could get it into their orbit?
I had heard a guy sing it at a club downtown in New York. Jerome was his name, a Southern singer who was doing a gig in New York that a friend had heard about. And this song was like, my God, that's like the greatest song I ever heard. And I guess at the time I had a photographic musical memory. So then my friend Lonette McKee, who I used to work with, she got a gig on the Tonight Show and she loved birds. So I said, I heard this song about Wind Beneath My Wings. Let me find this song. So I found, because it had been recorded in country music, it had already been a country standard almost. So I found the song, played it for Lynette on the Tonight Show. Cut to Beaches. They want a song for the end. We're thinking about it, and I wanted to write a song for this spot. This would have been the Oscar nominee slots.
Yes, of course you did.
But I was also the music supervisor, and I had my job, and so I said, I've got the perfect song. This is the template for the kind of song we need to get. And so there was Bet and her producer Bonnie, co-producer Bonnie, and Gary Marshall were over at my little rental house in this woodsy Laurel Canyon scary house. And I sang Wind Beneath My Wings to them. And I turned around and
there you go.
The die was cast.
Unbelievable. And then, of course, my favorite, Otto Titzling. Who wrote Otto Titzling? Did Bet write it?
Me, Bet, and Jerry Blatt, who was her longtime writer, co-director.
That's what I thought. I knew Jerry Blatt, and you must have been in there somewhere.
Oh, God, yeah.
Some of the funniest lyrics. Oh, my God, there she blows. Aerodynamically, the girl was a mess. It is fall on the floor funny, and it's still one of my all-time favorites.
Of course, it drives me nuts because that was before I was pure enough to say it's got to have perfect rhymes. So there are a lot of imperfect rhymes in that song. I'd like to rewrite it right now and just make them all perfect rhymes.
So good. Oh, God, it's so good, though. A year later, When Harry Met Sally, one of the greatest.
Listen, I'm fine talking all night, but is there anyone still watching or listening?
No, they've all gone home.
Okay.
No, we have to talk. I can't not ask you these questions
No,
because
okay.
I don't ask you these in real life because it seems creepy and nerdy. But now I can ask you, how did Harry Connick become involved with the soundtrack? Was that your choice?
Stories to make sure. No. Billy Crystal, I was touring with Billy Crystal. I played piano for him because even though it was a comedy act, he would sing or I would underscore, which is how I got to score movies from Rob Reiner hearing me play under Billy Crystal. Anyway, before I met Rob, Billy said, what are you going to do for the music on the movie as they were filming? And Rob says, I don't know. I'd like to use American songbook standards. I need like a guy who knows every song. And Billy was like, have I got a guy for you? And so set me up with a meeting with Rob. And I remember I went with my Rodgers and Hart songbook because I knew that if they asked me, I could write a book. It was a perfect song, having read the script, because the last lyric is how to make two lovers a friend.
Perfect.
So I got the gig. Meanwhile, Rob's friend, Bobby Columbia, who ran Columbia or worked at Columbia Records, he had Harry Connick Jr. just bubbling under. Yeah. He was working in a jazz club up in Seattle. And he said, this guy would be great to sing it and play that stuff. So I was like choosing the songs, arranging them, orchestrating it, figuring out how to use the songs as score. And they set me up with Harry. And the first session with Harry, I think, was on a Friday. And he did not like being told what key, what tempo, got to end with this chord so it goes into this record that's going to be coming up next. And we were almost like at each other on Friday. It was like, oh God, we have a session with the orchestra on Monday. He can't do this on Monday with the time and money of an orchestra. Oh God, I was dreading what Monday was going to be like. So he comes to Monday and I'm up there conducting the orchestra to do, if they asked me, I could write a book, which I did in a Nelson Riddle kind of style, a Frank Sinatra Nelson Riddle style. And started playing. And then Harry was in the booth behind me there. So I'm kind of looking at the orchestra and him. And he starts singing. And I'm doing this arrangement orchestration like I had always dreamed of getting to do. And there's Harry's beautiful, perfect voice. And we just looked at each other. And Friday was so in the past. And we were just in with each other. It was like some enchanted evening.
The best.
That's that story.
I'll tell you, that when you turn that record on, the first thing you hear, that intro into It Had to Be You, it made him a superstar. Yeah, of course, he's wildly talented, but it set him up so beautifully to be the star that he ended up being.
When I did that insane intro for It Had to Be You, in my mind, I wanted the video to be like A Star Is Born, Born in the Trunk. With bum, 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 bum. It would be Harry going through hallways, opening doors, trying to find her. And I told them this brilliant concept I had, and they were like, "We can't afford that. We're not going to do that." I was like, "Well, this intro is going to seem insane if we don't have a theatrical." Anyway, they didn't do it, but it all worked out well enough. But
that intro to Jim Caruso was everything. Let me tell you. Okay, you were responsible for one of the greatest moments in the history of American television, the last night of the Johnny Carson Tonight Show, when Bette sang "One for My Baby" with you at the piano. One of the most iconic moments in history, in show business history. You have this incredible knack of knowing exactly what song needs to go where, lyrically and musically. Where does that come from? You're just smart? What?
It's just, that was a talent I was blessed with. I can't do anything else. I literally can't tie my shoes. We just took the dog for a walk today, and yet again, my shoelaces became untied. I can't even tie my shoelace as well. But
you can afford to have people tie your shoes.
Learning kind of music and lyrics and thinking of songs and how to arrange them, that's like the air that I breathe. And so when she called to say, "I've been honored to be asked to be Johnny Carson's last guest, what do you think I should sing?" And I was in the shower like 10 minutes after I talked about on the phone, and I thought, what's a song that you sing to a confidant who has listened to you talk, and now he just wants to go home? And now I'm getting chills already just thinking of it. And so I realized, "One for My Baby, One for My Road." It was literally the most perfect song for the moment. And it took a few weeks of her saying, "Oh, I can't sing the song. I'm going to crack on the notes. I can't sing." But she did it, and I played it in the Bette Midler kind of style, like Skylark from her second record, and it was, I have a long version of this story. You can go to my website.
Oh, perfect. Listen,
I have a memory piece of really the minutia of the whole experience.
Oh, I want to go there. We're all going there to see that in a minute. It seemed so simple. Every second of that appearance, the simplicity, the perfection of that, the camera work when she's almost done, and you see that
over the shoulder shot. It is.
I'll never get over it.
Perfect. I mean, that's normally I beat myself, but despite my large ego, I beat myself up basically after everything. Oh, why did I do it in that? Why did I do that? That I can watch or even just listen to and go, that was perfect.
It's perfect. It's perfect. You must be so proud. I'm proud to just talk to you about it.
No,
I want to bring you back and talk more, because we want to talk about Hairspray. We want to talk about Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, whatever the hell else you want to do. Misery, South Park, all that. And you're almost an EGOT. You're an O away from being an EGOT, for God's sake. You're an yes. I have no doubt that you have come up with the perfect song for this moment, a pandemic and an online variety show.
Well, it's funny that you should be talking about all this old school Bette Midler stuff. All this talking has gotten my horse. I might have to change the key I sing the song in. But I've got the lyric here. I've adapted the lyric a little for the times we're in.
Yeah.
This is the first song I ever wrote with Bette Midler.
Oh.
And even all these decades later, sadly, it still fits me to a T. It's only this angle from on top of the piano that is fooling you all into not realizing that I'm basically 500 pounds. Because all I've done the last 7 months is eat.
I can't wait.
Eat. So... Fat as I am, who wants to see a fellow fat as I am? Here's the result of too much Pop-Tarts and Spam. How is it that I'm fat as I am? Fat as I am, I share a bra size now with Lainey Kazan. This is the way they say Godzilla began. Oh, how do I get as fat as I am? Once I was lean, But that was long before this COVID-19. Now I can barely fit my face on this screen. So you had better make room if you ask me to zoom. All of my sins are not as numerous as all of my chins. I could audition for the Doublemint Twins. Ah, no one in the biz is as fat as I is. Oh, but what's a career when you put it next to bagels with schmear? They could park a SUV on my rear. God knows I've got the gas. Ah, but that too shall pass. There goes the chair. But to tell the truth, I'm too fat to care. I ate a meatball off the floor right over there. No, you don't give a damn when you're fat as I am.
That is the brilliance of Marc Shaiman, ladies and germs. That is the funniest song. Any song that references Lainey Kazan. I'm in. Mark.
Well, it took all out of me.
You need to lay down.
There on the stage for you.
You did. We couldn't be more thrilled. My friend, thank you so much. Come back and we'll talk about Hairspray and all the other incredible work you've done in your life with Scott Whitman, who I love too. Thank you for joining us.
Sure, it was my pleasure.
It was just a blast to see you and to be able to ask the questions I've always wanted to ask.
Well, as Joan Crawford says in Chart's song, if the talk's about me, I'll buy a ticket.
Perfect. The end.
Okay.
Thank you, Mark. Mwah. Thank you. Oh my God. That's one of the funniest songs ever, ever, ever. Squigs, wasn't this fun? You guys, I can't tell you what these nights do for me. And I'm going to tell you about some people who have been very generous because they want to make sure we can still continue to do this. And without your help and donations and tips and whatever you want to call them, we can continue. Philip, Julie, because Marc Shaiman is funny, Maureen, Darren. Oh, Darren Bruce, you're Ava's a teacher, acting teacher. Audra, Eileen Graff, bless you. Nicholas, Wayne Hahn, hi Wayne. Rick, thank you all. Thank you. And if I didn't read your name, it's probably because you're PayPaling and I don't see the PayPal names on my phone. They go to a different place. I know it's technical. Next week, it's going to be a really good show. Ruby, throw that up. James Richardson, an incredible singer with Zach Day on guitar. Ben Cameron from Broadway Sessions, who is funny and charming and sings his head off and dances. From Las Vegas, singer Connor Simpson. From Las Vegas, again, Triple Threat leading man Eric Jordan Young. Actor-singer Sean Taylor Corbett and his mom, the very fancy Broadway director-choreographer Lynn Taylor Corbett. It's going to be a killer show. And then the next week, Isaac Mizrahi, Laura Osnes. We have so many good people coming up. So happy to be doing this. Oh, Ruby.
Oh, Jim, do you see the comment right below?
No.
Oh.
Aaron says...
He says, hope we can say Grammy-winning Jim Caruso soon because he just voted for you tonight.
Oh, you voted for us? Thank you, Aaron. Bless you. There's one. Billy, did you hear that? Thank you, Aaron. That's very kind. Geez, Ruby, I really enjoyed tonight.
What a great show.
Long show.
No, we ran exactly how we always run, Jim.
An hour and a half, really?
Yeah.
I mean, I could literally talk to Mark for hours. And that's what's so interesting. When I'm with people in life and in person, I feel too self-conscious to ask them questions about their careers because it seems fanny and weird when all I want to do is ask them about their career and how and why.
But I think that's what makes you so great. And that's what makes cast party in person and Pajama Cast Party so wonderful is at the end of the day, you are such a theater fan, same as me. Like, I have so much fun producing this because I enjoy producing things, but also because I'm such a theater geek at heart. I'm like you. I want to ask all of the questions.
I know. I mean, each one of these people tonight deserve their own hour. And, you know, maybe we'll do that someday. Maybe we'll just have a damn talk show. Then we don't have to worry about anything. We don't have to worry about tracks, music. Anything be so much easier.
Actually, wait, can I ask a question before we go?
Yeah, you realize people are watching and they can hear.
Well, this is probably a good segue, actually. So we're coming up on show number 30. And, you know, we've been at this for quite a hot second. So I'm thinking, you know, maybe like show 35 or show 40, maybe we do just sit down, like you just sit down with people, you know, that our audience wants to either see again or that we haven't had on yet. So I'm wondering if they could leave their suggestions in the comments, because I see them all, I read them all. I'm the one, you know, monitoring.
Yeah, I read them too.
So if we did a really big, like 35th or 40th show where it was mostly just conversations, who would you like to see on Pajama Cast Party? It can be somebody that we've had on the show already, but maybe, you know, it was a quicker interview, or somebody who we haven't had on yet. Let us know. I think that would be really cool. I just want to throw that out there.
That's a very good idea. Don't say Cher or Barbara Streisand, because it ain't going to happen. But anybody else is.
I could dress up as Cher, though. So actually say Cher. That'd be fun.
I could dress up as Cher. And have and will. Oh, Halloween's coming up. Oh my gosh, what are we going to do for that?
Well, that's our 30th show, Jim. I'm telling you, you and I are dressing up for each other.
We could be Sunny and Cher.
I'm Sunny?
Duh. Okay, you guys. So subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe. Share, except don't share now, because that would be weird. Although that would be okay, wouldn't it, on Facebook?
Yeah, you can share now.
Oh, you can share now. Push that share button, because we want all the share button. Woo! Because we want everybody to watch this fun show. Thank you for Venmoing and PayPaling and being so supportive week after week. What did that say?
It said Ruby is share. Yes, please.
Oh, Ruby is share. Well, if you want to go that way. Can't thank you all enough. I say it every week. It means the world to us that you're watching. And I have the best time doing this. I appreciate it. We'll see you next week. Take care. Wear a mask. Thanks for watching Pajama Cast Party. To follow us on YouTube, just hit subscribe. Click on that little bell and we'll keep you updated on future shows. You can also follow us on Instagram at Jim Caruso's Cast Party. The end.